when you are tired of Waikiki and you like to kind of hang out with the locals here, you need to go up to the west side. And this is actually Nanakuli. The reason I came here right now is because I was a little hungry here, and I needed to pick up some first-class food. And where do you do that in Nānākuli? Well, you see the 7-Eleven on the other side of the street. They actually serve fantastic food. You can get a little bento box for like $3.50 that contains everything from rice and fried egg and smaller baby sausages and onion and all that stuff. So you can live really well here in Hawaii. Another thing I think is really amazing here is that you see the big sea cliff over there. The road is actually just going up a few more miles there, and then it stops. So I have no idea why they have so many cars here. Look at the highway, it's just crazy packed with cars. Now in the afternoon at least. In the evening it's easier here, but there is a lot of traffic, believe it or not. I mean, that's just the way it is, because this is the one and only little highway, the Farrington Highway. So way back you can see the Disney resort. You see a power station, I think, and then the rest is sand and ocean. This beach will never be crowded, ever. Keep that in mind. You have a lot of these big rocks here, and it looks really nice here when the water is coming in. And the sun is always here, by the way. Because on the west side it's always sunny. And I think the best time to go here would be in the afternoon, right? Basically like right now. This is the best time. And how many people do you see behind me here? You don't see anybody. It's just me. So if you want to live large here in Hawaii, then you go to 7-Eleven across the street, you buy your food, your little bento box, buy some drinks, and maybe you bring a tarp or something, and then you can come here, put up the tarp and have dinner for under $5, okay? So living here is just the easiest thing in the world. And you have all this for yourself. And over there I see a little tarp community right there. And if I go back here, I see another little tarp town up there. But this spot here is empty, so I claim this right now. This is my spot, right next to the highway. And nobody will come and bother you here. Nobody. So if you go to a typical hotel in, say, Waikiki, you pay like $300 per night. Then a resort fee, almost $50. Parking, almost $50. So that's $400 a day to stay in Waikiki. Here you can stay for $4 a day, because that's the bento box you just picked up in 7-Eleven here, right? So it's like a bento box and a bottle of water. That means you can stay for months for the same amount you pay for one night in Waikiki. And trust me, the water is the same. It's the same water. I would say the biggest problem here is that they actually trash their own beach here, which is really sad. You look behind me here, it looks like a landfill of just trash. And why would you do that when you claim to be close to nature and all that stuff, and then you bring down all your junk to such a beautiful beach, right, and just dump it? And there is no cleanup crew here in Hawaii. At least it's extremely rare. Whatever you dump here will be here for generations. It's bizarre, but true, I guess. Alright, I will stop right here and continue my drive. Let's just take a last look at this little tent community here, or tarp maybe, and the cliff itself. This is what you see here when you come up to pretty much Makaha and Makaha beach. This cliff here is kind of the last little interesting cliff they have here. It's really cool. And the highway, like I said before, is just going up here. I'm not sure how many miles, but it's pretty close to the end of it. But as usual, the water is just great. And if you're into surfing, just behind what you see here, these big buildings there, is a nice beach where you can actually do great surfing, by the way. And these kids here, they just have a blast. There will always be clouds, and they are coming out here from the mountains to pretty much right here to the beach, and then after that it's nothing but blue sky all the way to Japan, right? It's not really true, but pretty much that's what it is. Always clouds in the mountain, but blue sky here by the beach. That's really cool. I think I'm a little behind my schedule today. I had other plans really for this afternoon here, but once you start exploring, I mean, you're kind of drifting away here. So I might have to come back. I could not resist. I just had to stop. This is Makaha beach. It's really, really a cool place. It's very slow here right now. It's very relaxed, but they can have a lot of action out here in the waves. And as you can see here, the parking is pretty much right on the beach, and behind the cars we have the highway. And the sun is getting more and more intense here. Wow. Yeah, I'm not complaining. This is really nice. really the best is just to sit down and wait for the sun to disappear, right? It's one of the best spots here on the western side, actually. Howdy. Right before you come to this this place here, basically where the road ends, well, it's a couple of more miles, but you have a fantastic view here of the bay, of what they call the Yokohama Bay. It actually turned out to be a little windy here, so I'm trying to hide somewhere. Wow, I hope you can hear it. All the way in the back you see a little beach. It's not very little, but it's in the background, and that's a very, very beautiful beach. It's called Keawaʻula Beach, and I think they call it the Yokohama Bay because they used to have Japanese fishermen in the past who came here, did a lot of fishing. They could catch fish and squid and a lot of that stuff. And up on the mountaintop we have the satellite tracking facility to the military. But here on the other side of the street we actually have a cave. This is the entrance into this cave here. Wow! It really goes inside the mountain here. Very, very interesting. I mean, I have passed this place so many times and never really stopped here. But today, let's go inside. It's getting darker now and water is actually dripping down here. And yeah, I should probably have a flashlight, but I don't. And I'm just suspecting not much will show up actually on this video here, but at least I went in here. And if I'm looking up here, all you can see is just this opening here. It looks like a white hole right in the video here. Almost out again. Well, it's kind of cold, right? Complete darkness. The abyss. You can disappear down here. I'm surprised nobody actually lives in here. But on the other hand, you have these beautiful beaches outside. Why would you live in a cave, right? But this Yokohama Bay area here is just so beautiful. And most of the time when you go here, the weather will be like this, like today. Blue sky and totally nice and blue water here. Because of the strong wind here today, I had to shoot this from inside the car. So this is the Kaena Point State Park and the Makaha section. Keawaʻula. They say it's day use only. And the waves here that are rolling in, they can be humongous. Actually, they are very slow. Maybe you can see that they're just rolling in here. So it's kind of dangerous to be out swimming here. I wouldn't do it. But the beach itself, wow, surrounded by this mountain range here. And a few miles in that direction That's the northwestern tip of Oahu. It's just great. What a beautiful place. It's actually a fantastic hike if you continue to walk. And it's a little too late, I think, to start that hike, so I have to come back. This must be one of the absolute best lifeguard towers here in Hawaii. I mean, there is nothing to save here in the ocean. What do you have? 2 guys out there at most, and they just kick back here. This is like Waimea. They have a little garden, they have a quad, they have a couple of cars, no people in the water. It's just fantastic. And we are looking back here. Take a look at the sand. What a nice color. And some pretty nice waves coming in. They are kind of slow and rolling in. And the 2 guys I see, I'm not sure if you can see them, they are sitting on surfboards just waiting for something to happen. It's definitely a perfect afternoon. It's like ridiculously good. Wow. Mid-80s, high humidity, blue sky, nobody here, beautiful sand. I mean, that's just the way it should be. This is a good place, right? You like this beach? He likes the beach. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, these guys are catching some good waves out here.
I couldn't hear you.
These guys are catching some good waves out here.
They are.
Just,
I mean,
the sets are a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if it's excellent surfing, but
no, it's definitely not.
It's more floating, I think. All right. Where are you from?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Well, they managed to do some surfing out there. Take a look at that guy. Yeah, the waves are really getting bigger now, and the water is coming up here, as you can see. Anyway, that will conclude my little journey for this afternoon. I will save the tip for another day, and I'm just saying goodbye from this beautiful beach, looking out over Yokohama Bay. On the way back to town from the Yokohama Bay, I just ended up here. This is an old Hawaiian, let's call it the sea temple. It's actually located here pretty much in the middle of Waiʻanae. And you see these walls they have here, and it kind of goes up on the top. Let me walk here, so you get the feeling for how it looks like. And as you can see, all the rocks here are completely black. Now the sun is very low here, so you will see my shadow here in this monument here, unless I back up a little bit. Maybe you can see it right here. And this is actually sacred ground for the Hawaiians. This is kind of from another angle here. Let me go up so you can see the top of it. It's like a terrace. It's like flat on top here. They have some grass, and it looks like it's going down in another level over here. So it's kind of an interesting building. I'm not sure when they built it though. I could not find any information about that. But I will go up to the highest point here. And we have a guy with a bicycle in the background, which is nice. Maybe he's going to do some fishing out there, who knows. And we have the big cliff down by Nānākuli down there. And a big hotel or apartment building up there by Makaha beach.